Hello. Happy Whiskey Wednesday, everyone. It's Whiskey Wednesday. How y'all doing today? I don't sit down very much at all during the day, like hardly ever. So my feet hurt. Oh, Wilson's coming in. He's late to the party. 2 minutes late, Wilson. Hey, everybody. When you get in, say hi. Tell me hi. Wi-Fi off. We're going to paint a recipe box. I don't know. It's not a recipe box. I think it's one of those card boxes. So we're going to paint a card box. I've had this in my stash for a really long time. It's time to do something with it, either successfully or unsuccessfully. And then if it doesn't work, I'll just toss it out. But you know it's going to work, right? It has to. All right, we got some YouTubers on tonight. Cindy from CNC DIY Factory, welcome. And Tracy says hello. Cindy did say DIY, Cindy. Tracy, hello. Dina says, woohoo, Whiskey Wednesday. It is. We're making over this box with grungy decor. You know how I've been doing that lately with my IOD paint blade. Of course, I sold out last week. So, hey, Jen from the Upcycling. I can't say that word. Alchemist. I can't say that word. It's Jen. Hi from mid-Michigan. I had to quit working to watch you. So wait. Sorry to drag you away. Dina says hi, Connie. Wilson's having some trouble, so hang on one moment. I have to help him out. Ooh, where am I? There I am. All right, where are we at now? Sandy says, hi, Connie and Wilson, DIY. DIY, Sandy. We're going to get started here in a bit, painting this. Beverly is in Texas. Hello, Beverly. Natalie from Sparks of Joy Studio says, happy Wednesday, DIY, and hi, Cindy. DIY. 91 degrees, Marla. Oh my gosh, that is heaven for me. Beverly Burr is in Texas. Welcome, Beverly. Marla is having my kind of weather, 91 degrees. Sparks of Joy says, you did it. That was right, Connie. Excellent. Excellent. You got it right. Yeah, that's a hard name there, Jen. Hard name. It's just Jen. It's Jen. And who else Cindy says hi, Natalie, and from Rust to Roses, that's Marla as well, I believe. She's on Facebook and on YouTube. She's doing both. You can have it, she says. Excellent. Cindy says, hi, Jen. All right, excellent. We're going to get started because this has got to dry a little bit. So this is just a card box. You know, those used to be you'd get them from Hallmark, but this one is just a cardboard box. It has some paper that is glued on here. I did not take the paper off. I'm not sure what's underneath it. We're just going to go with it. And if I throw it out, I throw it out. So we're going to have this other camera join us and switch those two around. Never fails. Every time I go live, somebody's messaging me. So hang on. I have to silence them. And you know what? It's my friends who should know I'm going live. We have to turn this down a bit. Okay. Yeah, it's the friends who should know I'm going live. So darn them. Okay, we're gonna start out with some weathered wood. You know me. I like a little weathered wood underneath. So we're gonna put the weathered wood on here. You can put the DIY paint. I did that myself on any surface. So tonight we're going to be painting over this cardboard with some paper that's decoupaged onto it. And we're going to try and do the sides here too without causing too much trouble. All right. We're getting a good coat of paint on there. I'm going to do the other side as well. You're just going to see the top of this box for a minute. We're going to do the side, and we're going to do the back and then the top. There is going to be a little spot when you open it up that's not going to be painted. I'll worry about that later. Because I think I need to paint the inside anyway. Because it's I don't remember what color it is, but it's not going to match my color theme I got going on here. All right, we're just going to get a good coat of weathered wood on there. Cover up all that outdatedness. All right. Okay. Let's read some comments because they're flying in here, kind of like my text messages from those creative girls. Where were we? Okay. Marla says she switched to YouTube. Excellent, Marla. Jen said, if you are a magic nerd like me, it would be part of your regular manicure. Excellent. Whatever. Jen says, hi, Cindy. And Jen says, hi, Natalie. Natalie says, hi, Jen. Happy Wednesday. How's the booth? And Jen says, I just tried to go fluff and see what sold, add some stuff after work, but there was a sign on the door that said closed at 4 today. So not nice, which was super fun to find out after circling the block for a good while looking for a parking and then carrying a bag of books as well as other things, magazines. Yeah, Janet, not good. Judy says, hey, Connie, DIY. DIY, Judy. DIY. She says I need a chiropractor appointment now. Yeah. Okay, let's get the heat gun out and dry this so we can get a move in here, girls. We want to make sure that we have a project tonight instead of no project. This is just a coat of weathered wood. I think one coat is going to be sufficient. And this dries really, really fast when you, especially when you heat gun it. Not fast enough for a live, unless you guys would talk more, then it might be. Oh, Sheila, you're outside working. That's terrible. We would be freezing if we were outside working. Yeah, it is. What's the temp out there today, Wilson? 40, but it feels like 12 with the wind chill. Not fun. I am so ready for spring. So ready for spring. It's not coming fast enough. All right. This is drying up nicely. Then we're going to add a coat of, we're going to do skeleton peanut. I know, that's crazy, right? But we're going to do skeleton key. Because you guys, I got a surprise for you. I got a surprise on what we're doing with this tote box thing. I'm going to lay it on its back side here so you can see the front side, but we're going to go in with skeleton key, which is a grayish blue color. I didn't wash my brush because that's just me. I didn't wash my brush. The brush cleaning police are going to come.
Elaine says, "Hey, Connie and Wilson, I'm on Facebook. Haven't figured out YouTube yet."
Elaine, Wilson likes you on Facebook. He misses his Facebook friends. Then that way he sees them, because I don't get to see all those YouTube comments right away when I'm working. The YouTube, I don't get to see them right away because I can't take a look at them. You can read them while they're live.
Not Facebook, but not YouTube.
Yeah, Facebook ones you can, though.
Yeah, you're confusing.
Oh, I can't see them until I stop painting. That's what I mean, Wilson. All of them, yeah. Well, I get to hear yours. All right, that is a little bit of skeleton key. So here it is, just weathered wood. And then we're going to add a little bit of skeleton key in there. And it's going to, whoops, I hit my camera. It's going to mix with the weathered wood, which is kind of what I want. I don't want that skeleton key. And then we're going to do this side and back that you can't see. Maybe you can a little bit this way.
Lawyer Hartwig, hi Wilson, I'm still on DIY Facebook.
Yay, Lori! Wilson likes that. You and Elaine are his buddies.
April, hello, what's the project tonight? DIY.
April, we are doing a card box, like the old-fashioned card box from like Hallmark, where you would put cards in it. And I painted it in weathered wood already, and now I'm carefully trying to go over it with some skeleton key, but not removing all of the weathered wood. There. See how it still has some of that weathered wood popping through? I'll read some comments and wait for that to dry. I think I have to go back here a ways. From YouTube, Michelle said, this is so much fun than grinding glass. Yep, sounds more fun than that. Jen says DIY. Excellent, Jen. Marla, my Vegas girls. And hi, Cindy gets fit. And Jen says, I hope this closing early isn't a regular thing. Yeah, that would not be nice. Sparks of Joy invited a Michelle. Excellent. And Judy says, DIY, Wilson.
Thank you, Judy. DIY back at ya.
Judy, Wilson likes that.
April wants to know what it's made of.
Cardboard. It's made out of cardboard, April. I thought spring was supposed to come on 3/21. I'm very disappointed. Yeah, me too. And Elaine is talking to Wilson on Facebook tonight. Diana says, hi, working on the bunny and trying the shading skills. Sweet. I love it. Nothing is going crazy. By the way, I absolutely love upcycling all kinds of boxes. Yes, boxes are my downfall when I see them. And Lori is on Facebook with Wilson. So is April tonight. Michelle says, sparks of joy, you laugh, but my fingertips are screaming tonight. There's April. Cindy says, I use your technique with DIY paint and a paint blade today. I need more practice, but I think it turned out pretty good. It is something you got to feel for. You got to feel how that's going to work. So I'm glad that you gave it a try. Judy came over to Facebook. Did you see that? Well, she had one on YouTube. And Marla says hi to Natalie. So excellent. We're all caught up. And now we're going to go straight in while this is not completely dry. We're going to go straight in with some white. Let me grab a brush. You got to go straight in with a white. I can't touch this very much. We're going to lay it down. All right. We're going to go in with some white.
Judy says she's on both.
She's on both. She's making Wilson happy on both. All right. So we're going to put a little bit of white on there. We're going to get my paint blade and a little bit of water. And we're going to grunge this face up a little bit. So the trick to this is you keep working it until the paint dries. So you just keep working it until the paint dries. And so right now it's still kind of wet. So I'm just moving it around very carefully, and I can pull it up and lay it down in different areas, but it's still very, very wet. I don't want a whole lot of the white up there on that cover part. So I'm trying to stay away from that a little bit. So right now it's kind of drying over here in this corner. So I'm going to pull some of that color around. See how I pull it off like that? And now you can just lay it down somewhere else. And as you do that, it's drying. And it's causing all those textures. And I'm out of paint blades again. I did, oh no, I didn't order any yet. I was going to. I ordered DIY paint. I got more DIY paint coming. But I have to order some IOD products, so I'll get more paint blades in. Let me know if you want one. Oh, look at that. coming off. So we're going to pull up some paint here and lay it down over there. Oh, don't worry, I'm not, it's not that damp. Okay, there. That side is done. Now we're going to do this side. We're going to put some white paint on here. Right like that. I don't know how much. I just put some on, and then we're going to dampen it. Take the paint blade and smoosh it around. Remember, that's a term. We have some painting we're doing tonight. Hey, Lori, happy DIY to you. If you do get too much on your paint blade, you can just, like I just wiped it off on that cardboard, you can wipe it off at any time.
Thank you.
Wilson always likes his DIYs. But he's got a heater running tonight and a little bit away from the camera, so hopefully you can hear him tonight. All right, there's that side. We're gonna go with the back side because I think that front is dry. So putting on some white paint, slapping it on there anywhere. A little bit of moisture, a little bit of water, and then back to the paint blade to push that paint around. So, April, you're not soaking the cardboard, you're just putting it on top of the paint. So you shouldn't have to worry about it soaking into the cardboard because you're picking it all up before it even gets to that layer. There, that one dried nicely. Got a couple of spots right here that are peeling up.
Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
Hi, Bobby. DIY back in? Yeah.
Yes, Bobby.
Elaine says loud and clear, Wilson, DIY.
Oh, excellent.
DIY to you and Wally.
Okay, there's that side. Now we got this side to do. I don't know why I'm always put the paint on the right. Probably because I'm right-handed. But you can put it on whichever side you want. And then smush it around. We're almost done with this boring section here. A little bit too much moisture there. So I'm going to wipe some of that off.
April says I have one of those card boxes. I still don't have my cards organized in it. LOL DIY.
Yeah. I don't have my cards organized either. Actually, I just took my cards out today. I was looking for something in our telephone is on top of the cabinet where the cards are. So the cards came out today. Oh, I was looking for envelopes. I had to pay my taxes. Whoa, look at that paint peeling up. Don't worry. It's all called texture. But that paint is peeling up. This side's being a bear. There. We're going to let it look like that because it's being naughty. I don't mind it anyway. But I had to pay my taxes today, and I needed an envelope to put them in. And I had 3 of them I had to pay. Yikes. Yeah, not cool. No, we had 3. So I only had 2 envelopes, and so I ran out of envelopes, so I was trying to find another long envelope to put the 3rd one in. I finally found one. It already had a stamp on it. I must have wanted to use it for something else, and I ended up not mailing it, so it already had the stamp on it, which was fine with me. So they got in the mail today. All that not so fun stuff that you don't realize people have to do. All right, we're going to pick some of this up. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. It's okay. You're going to see close up. I'm just covering that up with some white paint. And then going back over it again. Got to add a bit of moisture to it. It's not, the bottom layer is not dry enough. So if you do this, just let your first layer dry a little bit more, and then you won't have that problem. All right. Okay, we are done with that section there. Let me dry this now. We'll try and read some comments while I dry it. So Facebook was really blowing up there for John. I thought spring would be here by now too. Apparently we skipped it and went straight to summer. You did. Michelle says, I have some metal boxes that need redoing. I'm going to have to try this on one. Yes, I just did a YouTube about a metal box. Actually, my last 2 YouTube videos have metal boxes in them. So take a look at that and a couple different ways to upcycle them. Hello to all. I'm signing in late. So happy DIY on me. Excellent. Thank you, Patty. Natalie says, I'm jealous, Marla. I woke up to 29-degree weather. Yeah, we had like 14 this morning or something. Ugh. Natalie said, cross your fingers for a sunny, warm Saturday. That's when I do my long walks and runs. I have not been lucky. And Michelle says, I already watched both of them. Excellent. Sweet. Yeah, Natalie, I think it was like 14 this morning. They call that spring here in Wisconsin. Not so much. All right, we're going to concentrate on the front now because everything on the back side, we don't have to do anything else to besides seal it. Them are good. Actually, where the paint came off and it made that really good texture, I really like that. So that was a good happy accident. We're going to make sure that's dry. I'm going to dry the back side so I can flip it around. Now we're going to get to the part where I'm going to show you what we're going to put on here. Oh, Judy.
Everything's so brown and dirty right now. We need green. I agree.
Yeah, we need green, all right. I think we're all tired of this, what we haven't had for fall, for spring. Look at that. I painted my lid shut. I think it opens on this side. Oh no, it opens on that side. Good thing I tried that. Okay, so we got a little bit of the crusty over here. Let me draw. I was drawing the wrong side. I was drawing the wrong side. All right, we're getting to the good part now. If you've been here this long. Okay, that's nice and dry. Now, what happened in Vegas is we went to a thrifted, not a thrifted, an antique house where they were selling antiques and vintage items, rusty, crusty things. We went there and they were having a going out of business sale. So that everything was on sale. And when we were walking around in that house, it was an old house. We were walking around in there, and Sonnet and Tara never noticed, but there was wallpaper in one of the bedrooms in the closet. So I'm cleaning out off my paint blade. This is how easy it is to clean your paint blade. You're now done. You just got to use a baby wipe. But anyway, there was wallpaper in the closet. So I took a picture of the wallpaper in the closet, and that was it. So I printed it today. My piece I had. Oh. So I printed the wallpaper today, and I cut it out in an oval shape.
April says I was working on an Easter kit I got in the mail today from Cindy.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so this is the wallpaper that was in that closet. So it is vintage wallpaper. Yeah. There's a lot of conversations going on there from YouTube, but I'm not going to go back. They're talking about weather. So we're just going to. So there was even a meme right here that, like, I don't know if you can see that, of where they pieced the two wallpapers together, and they didn't even do a good job of piecing them together. But it was like this. And I took a picture of the wallpaper, but I'm using it like this tonight. Yes, this was a really fun little thing that I thought to grab. I just really liked the wallpaper, and I took a picture of it. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I just took a picture of it. And then today I'm like, let's use that wallpaper on our project tonight. So we're going to decoupage it onto here. Okay. And then we're going to do something else first. Hang on. I can't just have one layer there. So I'm going to make a line around it. Okay, then I'm going to go in with some of that weathered wood. Oh. And some, where did my skeleton key go? Some skeleton key. Any idea how old the paper was? I don't. The house was extremely old, so I have no idea how old this paper was. So this is a little skeleton key and a little weathered wood. And I'm just going to go around and make some darker edges right here. So it's got kind of a shading on there. So I put both of them on my brush at the same time. And then I'm going to use a little bit of water. To push that around. I just want it shadowed around there a little bit. I don't know if it's going to matter, but it will in my head. Now I'm going to grab a baby wipe and kind of smooth out those edges a little bit. Okay, doesn't matter what the inside looks like because that's going to get covered up. Whoops. Let's give that a dry. All right, that's going to be a nice kind of shadow back there a little bit. I have to make sure this is nice and dry because we're going to decoupage it on. Okay. Now let's see how that looks. Oh yeah. We got some shadowing going on that back side there a little bit. I like that. Gives it a little dimension. Okay, going in with, this opens up the right way, right? Yeah. I'll fix that edge right there when we're not live, so it's all finished. But we're gonna go on with some liquid patina. We're gonna fill the entire thing with liquid patina at first, getting it all onto the surface. And then we're going to put something in this frame. And it's kind of fun that Natalie is here because Natalie sent me a little surprise in the mail. And we're going to use one of her surprises. All right, we're going to put that down there. Actually, I'm going to brayer that a little bit first, making sure it's really, really stuck. And then I'm going to go back in with my liquid patina and go right over the top of it. Isn't that fun wallpaper? I absolutely love it. And don't worry, I'm going to do something with it. Don't you worry. Okay, Natalie sent me all of these bunnies along with some other things. But these bunnies are the sweetest thing. And we had rabbits in our yard this morning. And they were exactly what Natalie sent me. They were multiplying all morning long. First there was one, then there was two, then there was three. Look at these bunnies. Aren't they so sweet? So stinking sweet. She cut them on her laser. And yeah, they are cute, cute, cute. So we're going to use not the little one, not the medium one. We're going to use the small little one. So we're going to put these multiplying rabbits. So Natalie's on here. Natalie is Sparks of Joy Studio. She has these laser cut images on her website. If you want to hop on over to her website. They are, Natalie. They are adorable. Okay, so I want to paint him a solid color first. And I like the edges the way they are. Let me bring you in a little closer. I like the edges dark like they are. So I'm going to go here in the middle. And then I'm going to not have quite so much paint on my brush. And I'm going to go flick my brush out like this. So it's not going to go on the sides. So you're going to go in the middle and then flip that paint to the outside, and then it doesn't go on those edges. This bunny is hopping all over. They are sweet. Natalie was sweet to send them to me. She sent me a bunch of other stuff too, and I'm using one of these bunnies and a couple other things in my Maker's Box YouTube video that I'm doing. It's supposed to be done on Friday. Thanks. Don't worry, I work better under pressure. Marla said her coffee pot just arrived, Wilson. Excellent. Remember her coffee pot we sent? Yes. It is very, very cute. Okay. I'm going to make this bunny more white. But I don't want that skeleton key to dry. I want it a little on the two-toned. They are. He looks a little blue right there. He's not blue. He's white, a little skeleton key, which kind of has a blue tone to it. It might be my blue light. Oh, Wilson, can you grab me the wood glue? We're going to need that. And that is going to go there. But I have to make sure this is dry first. We're going to give it another squirt of air along with the bunny. That wallpaper looks so cool. So that's going to go on there like that. Isn't he going to be sweet? You guys could see this. I think there's too much of a glare here. Let's undo this light. All right, we're going to do one more shadow. Let's grab some comments here. Natalie said she's excited to see her bunnies. She got some laughy faces for their breeding like rabbits. Jen says she loves Natalie's stuff. Some stuff. She's got some good laser cut stuff out there. So Marla got her coffee pot. Natalie said, oh, Marla, she wants to see. It is a really cute coffee pot. And Natalie says, oh my God, stop. You are amazing, Connie. I didn't have to read that comment. I'm not that amazing. You did all the hard work for me. So we're going to do one more shadow on this box. I had to make sure that it was not stinking hot here. And my brush is too big. Let's go with this one. So we have this angled brush here. I've showed this a couple of times on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to put that plastic right there and put some weathered wood on there. And then I need some water. We're just going to squirt it here. And I need a piece of paper towel. So I'm going to get my brush wet, dry it off, dip into the weathered wood with just the corner of my brush, and then go around the outside here. I have to get my brush to the right consistency, and then I don't have anywhere to put my hand since I'm showing you guys. So this gives a more defined shadowed look to it. You dry it off, dip it in the weathered wood, rub it back and forth on the plastic wrap, and make that shadow. Down here, I got the really dark shadow. All right, now this is where you're going to start to see it again. See that shadow? Because I have liquid patina on here, if I get it in the wrong spot, I can just wipe it off. So today, I forgot to even tell Wilson this. Today, I spilled a jar of mint chip DIY paint all over the floor. 20 minutes before my whatnot show.
This softens the motion.
Yes. It's very, very subtle, so it's good when you can see it and you know why I'm doing it. And I know I started over here, but I'm going to go down to the bottom. There, it kind of makes it look like it's popping off the page a little bit there. Okay. Then we have to give that one more coat of Big Top. Oh, I'm almost out in my special container. So we're going to give it a coat of Big Top, sealing that all in. Look at that. Isn't that wheat? Okay. Now we're going to dry it, and then we're going to put the bunny. Oh, wait. Got to give the bunny a coat of Big Top, right? So the bunny has to have a coat of Big Top too.
Exactly what I need to do for small projects.
You're welcome. What did I help you with,
It's
April?
beautiful.
Thank you. Tell me what I helped you with. I want to know what tip that you got. Painting around the edge, how to paint the lasered items without getting paint on the sides. Did you know that? Like there's no paint on those edges. I don't know if you've gotten paint on the edges before, but if you follow that technique that I showed you, you won't get any paint on your edges. The shadowing technique, perfect. I will do the sides of this when we're off camera. And remember, I put the dark paint underneath the oval first, which helped a lot to bring out some of that shadowing. It would have been okay had I not done that too, but it helped. We have to make sure the bunny is dry too. So this is the way the wallpaper was hung on the wall. See that line right there? That's the seam, because they obviously didn't get their closet. So they just stuck another piece on there. Didn't even line it up. I loved it. And then there's some staining right here because it's very, very old. I wish I knew how old the wallpaper was. I should have asked the lady, but she would have been wondering why I was in the closet taking pictures of the wallpaper.
Amy says I need to go back to
Thank you, Amy. Okay. Bless you, Wilson. Now we're going to take some wood glue and put it on this bunny, making sure I get all of the edges. Wouldn't be alive if Wilson wasn't sneezing. I forgot to lay out his allergy pill last night, but he remembered to take it without me doing that. Okay. I need to put him in front of me so I get him on here decent. And then we're just going to lay him on there. Look at that. We'll let that dry for a minute or two. So these are Natalie's bunnies that she, hey Lisa, so fun to watch. Love the bunny. Excellent. That is Natalie's creation. You are certainly fun to watch. I love the bunny. Yep. It's from Sparks of Joy Studio. I always want to say vintage studio. And Diana says, good, that's what color I'm using to shadow. Yes. And Natalie says, thank you, Lisa. Help me prove to Connie that she's incredible. She's too modest. Natalie, stop it.
DIY. Bless you, thank you, Lori. Andy says adorable. April says love this DIY.
Good. Diana says, hello again. Great Whatnot show today. Thank you, Diana. Your package is all ready to go. I got yours all packaged up. Thank you so much. That's the worst. I spilled a container of fusion paint all over my stuff. It's an all-in-one paint, so I will always remember. Yeah, DIY, it just wiped up with water. Wilson doesn't even know. Actually, I made a reel for it. You'll probably see that tomorrow because I thought, well, that was good. I might as well get some content out of that. Did you get anything good, Diana? She got lots of good stuff. Michelle, I always learn something new from you. That shadowing is amazing. Thank you, Michelle. I need to go back and watch from the beginning since I joined late, says Amy. And we have a couple of Facebook there that Wilson read. So pretty. We have Lisa. Connie is incredibly talented. Aw, you're sweet. Thank you. All that glitters and rust. Hello there. How are you? And Natalie said she agreed. Diana said, Sparks of Joy, I did. I'm so excited to get them. They are shipping out. Elaine says that looks amazing. Wouldn't know that box is cardboard. You are right. Lisa says, joined late. Happy DIY and Whiskey Wednesday. And Diana says that shadowing is a very thin line. It is. It is a very thin line on there. You wouldn't know that that's not 3D. Like this bunny is 3D, but that wallpaper is not. That wallpaper is flat. So let's remove that camera. I'm parched, guys. I'm parched. So look at that box. This will all be fixed up. Don't worry about that. And you can put your cards in there or hang on. Hang on. You all know I like my tulips. You can put tulips in there. It's like that. That's why I got to fix this right here. I'll fix that with some skeleton key.
April says I was so excited to get my color wheel in order. I'll put it somewhere special. Now I can't find it.
April, that's how it goes.
Lisa Stevens is beautiful. Judy says sweet.
So I put a link for these tulips for my Amazon affiliate link on my page, and I'll do that in the comments again here today in case that you want these tulips. But look at that sweet little box. Doesn't that scream spring? And that is wallpaper from a closet in Nashville, Tennessee. Excellent. Hopefully you use my link, Sandy, because that helps me give you guys content. But look at that. I love that paper.
Waste, not-
Upcycled.
Yeah, the tulips. Heart.
Yes, the tulips are good. So there is the wallpaper with my oval drawn on there.
April, lovely.
And there it is. You gotta love that, don't ya?
Judy gave you a heart.
Woo! That makes me happy. It worked. I don't have to burn that box, guys. All right. I'm going to let you go. Thanks for watching these bunnies. Come from Natalie at Sparks of Joy Studio. And she sends them to you. She also has many, many other little items. Look at these tiny little bunnies. Look at how tiny he is. April says, can we order the wallpaper? Not yet. Not yet, April. You're going to have to take a trip to Nashville. It'll be coming soon. So there it is. Isn't it just sweet? I love that wallpaper. I could do so much with that. Oh, I need to do it soon. I need to get it in your guys' hands soon because I think it'd be a really, really good seller. Okay, that's enough, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Make sure that if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. I'm always live on Wednesdays at 6:30. It's called Whiskey Wednesday. And I'm on Facebook. I do weekly YouTube videos, and I also do ATC cards, which is an artist trading card. Those you can find on YouTube as well. All kinds of stuff. And I do have my rice paper that I do sell, and I have some other good things that are coming your way. So keep watching. I have a bunch of teasers coming out, and I got some good stuff coming out for you guys. So one of them might include that wallpaper. That was a tease tonight. Thanks everybody for watching. Until next time, happy painting.